Hello, my Facebook family and friends. I have got some really massive news to share with you today. Beautiful. Something wonderful has happened to me. So, yesterday I got a message from udemy.com. Congratulations, your work has been published on Udemy. So, Udemy has published my first course on their platform. This has taken me 6 years. It's been a long, winding journey. It took me that long because in 2013, something happened to me in terms of my teaching career. Before 2013, I was just rising, really passionate about what I do. I've been passionate about my teaching and helping young people to succeed in their academics. From the first day I found myself in the education class, I have had that passion. 4 to 5 years of training in University of Benin was amazing. It was just a time when I would dream. I would go wide in my imagination about how I would actually use the principles and the philosophy we were being taught then by my professors, how I would use those principles to support young people and see them actually become successful. I used to daydream about having a young person walk into my classroom knowing absolutely nothing, even being scared and worried about how they're going to succeed. And then I would then project to 4 or 5 years down the line, see this young person now confident, now very assured of what they're doing, now very certain of the career that they want to pursue. I used to dream about such moments. And then when I began my teaching career, I began to see that come to reality. And through the years, I have raised doctors, I have raised lawyers, I have raised teachers. I have actually gone into some schools where I taught 16 years ago in Northampton. Particularly one school, I went back to that school and I saw a group of students walking behind their teacher, and all of a sudden their teacher looked up and said, "Miss, Miss," and her students were like, "Miss, why are you calling her Miss?" It was really funny. So jokingly I said to them, "She used to be my student, you are her student, so you're my grandchildren." So we started laughing, and then that has happened so many times. I went into my daughter's school once, and then she was speaking to a teacher, and she just looked up and she was smiling at me, and I just called her name and her surname. She was like, "Oh my God, Miss, you still remember my first name and my surname?" And my daughter was actually surprised that her teacher, or this person that's now working as a member of staff in her school, used to be my student. I can go on and on with such beautiful stories. And I have had opportunities to work with amazing parents. I mean, I run a tutoring business in Northampton. Parents bring their children to me and they just hand them over to me with like 100% trust. And I'm thinking, my professors in Uniben, they taught me in locus parentis. That means the moment a child comes into my classroom, I have to assume the status of the parents. And my professors added the nurse, the counselor, the confidant. I mean, you just have to be everything to that young person, the guardian, the one who would ensure that that young person is safe, And I just see these parents turn up, trust me so much, and they say to me, there's a boy I'm working with right now. The mom got on the phone and said to me, "Someone recommended you to me. I listened to your video and I told my son that I found a teacher that can actually help you achieve your dream." Sorry if I start to cry because yesterday, I couldn't speak for hours. I was actually crying because, you know what, I'm living my dream. And that lady said to me, "I trust you." And the boy came on my Zoom and he's been like, just lapping everything on. I would teach a topic. He would say to me, "Miss, I don't get it. Do you want to go over it again with me?" I feel so excited that he trusts me so much. And then he's very good with his comments. He would then say to me, "Amazing. I actually get it now. It's so easy." And then he would say, "Can you give me more questions? Let me practice with." Oh my God. I'm a very strong character. People know, but you know what? Since last night, I've been crying. I could hardly sleep last night. So what happened to me was in 2013, between 2011 and 2013, something happened to me. I was working in a school. It didn't quite work out well. It was really bad, and I left the place, and I thought that would be the end of my teaching career. We went to court. Everything was thrown out of the court, but I did not know how to get back into teaching. My then pastor, Pastor Loyo, said to me, Miss, he said to me, Gladys, you're a maths and science teacher. You haven't done anything that's against the law. You are not banned from teaching, so you haven't done anything wrong. It's just misunderstanding. What you've got to do, go to an agency, speak to them. I went to this agency, I spoke to them, and they said to me, were you disciplined? Were you sent away? Did you do that? They checked all the records. They said, oh, you're fine. This happens all the time. Things happen and people misunderstand each other and all of that. And then they put me on their chart. And within a week, they sent me to a school. When I got to that school, I didn't know how I was going to handle things. I only stayed away from teaching for about 4 weeks in total. I went straight back, and these young people accepted me, and they began to work with me. I remember one of the boys came to school one day. He came in late. When he opened the door, he said to me, Miss, today I wasn't going to come to school. But when I looked at my timetable and I realized that we've got science first lesson, I got up because I will not miss your lesson for anything. I mean, I nearly burst out into tears. I nearly started crying because this is my dream. This is what I've always wanted to do from when my first day in my education class in University of Benin. My first lecturer was Reverend Father Oweme. He taught us about the psychology of the human brain and how children learn. I was so fascinated. I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to use this principle. So after 2013, when things went wherever they went, I decided I am never going to allow someone determine my paycheck again. I'm going to take what I know. I'm going to take my passion and I'm going to translate it into something big. So I started doing tutoring. And I've had so much success with my tutoring. Initially, I just had two parents who trusted me, and I took their children through to GCSEs from year 7 to GCSE. That young man, at a point, he didn't want to come, but his dad and his mom, they're like my best parents ever. They're my friends. We've become like family. The mom said to me, the dad said to me, we trust you. No matter what he says, ignore him. Just remember, we trust you. Towards the end of his year 11, the boy came around and he started working with me. On the day of his result, I said to him, I'm very proud of you. The parents were very happy. But then I said to him, if you would have allowed me to do my job from 3 years before the GCSE, you would have had better results. The parents were looking at me, this is fantastic result. I said, no, and that's me. I want to push every child to the height of their potential. Because you see, when I look at young people, all I see is potential. All I see is amazing lawyers, doctors, astronauts. I have raised students, I have taught students who have become pilots. It's amazing. How lovely will it be one day on British Airways flight to America, wherever, and the name of the pilot will be mentioned and it will turn out to be one of my students. Oh my God, I think I'm just going to go in the air and be flying. That's how excited I'm going to be. So 2014, someone introduced me to Udemy and said, you can write a course there. But I didn't have the time because those who know me, you know I have a schedule that's tight. Because I work a full-time job, I do tutoring full-time, and I'm a full-time mom to 3 little girls. Have you seen Alicia, Sophie, Debbie? They are full-time job. And my husband as well, he's a full-time job. So I have like 5 jobs, all full time. And I'm a minister to the glory of God as well. So, I mean, it's been by the grace of God. So I started this journey. I abandoned it. I couldn't just get the time to do it. I have my content, but I could not sit down to arrange it. I know this is taking longer than I expected because usually my videos are short because I know what to say. You know, today, I really don't know what to say. I don't know how to put it, you know. But please bear with me. I'll round off now. And at the beginning of the lockdown, I just knew that I heard the Holy Spirit say to me, go back and look at that course you've abandoned on Udemy. And on my birthday, my pastor was praying with me and he said to me, the scripture that he got was that Isaac went back and dug the old, or was it Jacob that went back and dug the old wells that was previously dug by the father. And he was like, I actually don't understand. I said, I understand what you're saying to me is actually God speaking to me through you. I need to go back to the abandoned project. And then I went and I sat on that Udemy course. Like I said, my content is not a problem because if I'm on Facebook, YouTube, everywhere, I'm on SFM platform now, anywhere I am, my content is the same. I'm a science and maths teacher. That's all I want to talk about. How to make young people succeed, you know, get their basic GCSEs. I focus on GCSEs because that's the foundation. I say to my students, when you get your GCSEs, if you don't ever want to go to school again, you are perfectly okay. But please, just get it's a basic requirement. I wish I ran planet Earth. There will be no such requirement, but you know what? I don't. So we just have to work with what we've got. We work with what we're given. So just get the basic, and then you can it'll act as a springboard for you to take that leap into the career, into whatever you choose to do thereafter, you know? So I started working on it. There were lots of things I could not do. I am not good with technology at all. My first video, the lady said, you know what, your passion is great. That was my first feedback. Just do what you're doing. Say it the way you're saying it. Don't change anything. But you need to work on your video. You need to work on your filming. And she gave me fantastic, direct tips on what to do. And my daughter said, Mom, don't worry. You are the one who did that. All the videos I'm going to do, they're going to be good. You know, these young people, oh my God. And you know what? All the videos that Alicia recorded, they were all on point. And when we sent them through to Udemy, they were like, yes, these videos are good, you know, for they meet our standard and they're good to go. But there were 1 or 2 things that I needed to do. And they said, all right, finally, you can submit for review. After they worked with me here and there. I mean, the support I got on Udemy platform has been amazing. You know, literally, they will chat with you to tell you, do that. They look at things with you just to encourage you. And you know what? I finally submitted it and I was so afraid to check my email. Then I was randomly looking for an email that I sent to a parent about a child's homework. And then I saw Udemy. I was afraid to click it, but when I saw the first word, said, congratulations, I clicked on it and I screamed, Jesus! My children, Mom, what's going on? What's going on? I'm like, there it is! There it is! My course has gone live, so I plead with you. I'm going to put the link in here. Share, just share so that it will go far and wide. What I've done in this section is talking about the required practicals and how students can go over that and they can actually, so long as they have 90 days before the exam to begin to work through the principles, they can actually use the principles that I teach there, wait for it, to raise their GCSE grades by up to 3 levels. I have seen it happen in 60 days. I have actually seen students raise their GCSE grade working with me for about 30 days. Yeah, it's possible. These young people are so intelligent. They can do a lot more than you think. Don't let them deceive you. They are much more capable than they present themselves to be to us. It's just because sometimes they're lazy, they don't want to do it, but we're not going to allow it. We're going to make them work to full potential. Please share this video and thank you so much. Yenny, you have been a great friend. You try, in fact, you know, do you realize what I'm using? You know, Yenny is one of my parents. She just gives me gadgets. She gave me a beautiful selfie stick. She said, oh, you need this speaker. You know, I could even I didn't even know I needed things like this. It's so posh. You know, I can go on and on. They are large. I mean, where do I start from? Prophetess Allen, she was the first woman who said to me, these are my children. Please teach them. You know, they were my first students I tutored in Northampton. I can go on and on. For all my parents and all my students, past and present, this is for you. Thank you so much. God bless you.